everybody, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today we're going to be doing a tiny home slash starter home. This was so fun to make. I make tiny homes all the time, starter homes not so much. This is my second starter home that I made. It's actually in the gallery, and if you want to download this, go ahead in the gallery too. My information is down in the description below. You can go ahead and you can see this and many more of my creations in the gallery. So this is a tiny home slash starter home. It was so fun to make. I got to restrict myself once again. Why do I keep doing this to myself? So I got to restrict myself once again in a very tiny area, and I had to work with it. But the end product turned out super good, super nice. It looks very lived in, and it looks like a place for somewhere that anyone could be. And it really gives you the opportunity, which is what I love about tiny homes, it really gives you the opportunity to be outside more often. And I'm an outdoorsy person, so the idea of being outside more often is wonderful. So I made this tiny home to really get my Sims to be outside more often. And so, as you all know probably, is that when you have a big home, often you find yourself inside your home all the time. Like, how often do you go out to the bar or to the lounge or to the park? So I found that with this tiny home, like, it's kind of boring to be inside all the time. I also chose this tiny lot, so there's not much to work with. I can't have a pool. I can have a pool, but it's going to be really small. But, you know, like, it's very tiny space, and obviously, like, I'm not going to have fun playing the game if she's inside this tiny area every 2 minutes, or she's outside planting a plant every 2 minutes. So with this tiny home, I really got the opportunity to take her out. She goes to the gym every day. She goes to the city once in a while to make more friends. She's someone who wants popularity as her aspiration, so she's definitely going out all the time and meeting new people. So not too long ago, I've had a crazed obsession over tiny homes. I would go on YouTube all the time and look up tiny homes all the time, and I found that I really, really like the idea of having a tiny home, not having to pay taxes. You know, if you want to move, you just hitch it onto a car and you can move. So I really wanted to do that with this tiny home, and one of my other tiny homes are actually built kind of the same in the idea that it's on top of a trailer. So I really wanted to make it look like a trailer. I know they're lights, guys. Use your imagination. They're not lights, they're wheels. So I also put in very large windows, because in tiny homes, you'll see a lot of people put large windows in their homes, and it basically lets the outdoors inside. So that's kind of what I was trying to do. Also, you saw me just add a wall in there, and you see me pushing the refrigerator inside the wall, but I didn't really like it. One, because I found that the kitchen wasn't big enough to add a microwave, or not a microwave, a stove, microwave, and a sink. So I kind of just got rid of that wall, and I pushed the wall back a little bit so that I could put the refrigerator and have some extra counter space. Also, right now I'm decorating the tiny home for the gallery, so this is not going to be the finishing product. This is not what the decorations look like. I know it's decorated very poorly, but I tried to decorate it, but also keep it in the budget of a starter home. So when you're in the gallery and you get this, it's definitely in the price range of a starter home. It's around like 20 to 22 grand. So even if you did buy it, like, it would still, you can get rid of some stuff and it wouldn't be like that big of a deal. Like, you could get rid of these chairs in the front yard and you're probably in the price range that your sim got when you took them out of Create a Sim. So now you see me kind of just like knocking out all of the stuff. That's because I already uploaded it to the gallery. So now it's kind of just my blank canvas. So now I'm decorating it the way that I wanted to decorate it. And I kind of made it look like a college student who doesn't have enough money to be in an apartment and doesn't have enough money to buy their own home and doesn't want to live with their parents. So this college student moved into this tiny home and decorated it to their liking. And honestly, like, I would do this because it's kind of nice and it's kind of different. It's like being in an apartment or a dorm, like a really tiny apartment or a dorm room, but instead it's not, and you're all alone. And of course, when you guys download it, if you download it, you can have 2 people in this home, no more than 2, unless if you're going to get rid of your living area or something and add another bed, which I still don't think there's going to be room for that. I mean, of course, if you want, you could just knock everything out and rearrange it the way you want. If you do that, let me know so I can see your products. I would love to see that and see what you guys do to my creation. But if you just download it and, you know, want to live in it, it's basically just a 1 or 2 people place. And I don't even think it's 2 people. I'm not sure. I never really did this before. If a sim can climb onto a bed to the other side. So honestly, I don't even know if it is a 2 people place bed-wise. But if it is, then, and if that's possible, then it is. So you see me adding 2 dining chairs right now, and then you see me adding 1 couch. That couch only sits, I believe, 2 or 3 people. I believe it's 2. So yeah, it's basically just what I'm getting at. It's a 2 people place. But on the good side, you can fit a decent amount of people into this home. The sim that I moved into this tiny home had one of those neighbor welcoming things, and I believe it was like 5 people that actually came over, and they all fit pretty well, and they were dancing and they were having fun. So it can fit more than 3 people into it comfortably, but like, you can't live in this with more than 3 people, if you get what I mean. So another thing that I've learned from watching tiny home videos is shelving. Obviously in The Sims 4, there's not that much storage that you have. You can't like pick up some objects and throw it into a cabinet or, you know, whatever. And so what I did with this is I actually put shelvings in it. I noticed that a lot of tiny homes, well, the ones that I like at least, have shelvings, and they just kind of put their stuff onto the shelves. So that's what I did, and I thought it really tied in well with the house. It's better than having, what are they called? The cabinets, you know. And overall, you could add more things to your kitchen, especially for decorating. You could add more stuff. So that's what I did. You see me grabbing these fruits and veggies and seasonings and plates and dishware. That stuff is from the cheat Show Hidden Objects sheet. So if you want to know how to use that cheat, go ahead in the description below, and I will be as thorough as I can to tell you how to use that cheat. Also, you see me going out to the street a lot. That's not me doing it on purpose, guys. That's another cheat. That's the Control 9 cheat. You press that consecutively to raise any object off the ground that can't be placed onto a shelf. So, for instance, I don't know why you would want to do this, but if you had a chair and you wanted to put the chair onto a table, you obviously cannot do that with the Move Objects sheet. So what you'll do is you'll turn the Move Objects sheet on, and you'll press the Control 9 together, and it'll raise the chair to the height that you want it, and then you can put the chair onto the table. And then you just press Control 0 if you want it to lower. So that's how that works. And I use that cheat a lot when it comes to the decorations from the Show Hidden Objects, because a lot of the material that you get from that you can't put that on top of countertops or shelves or anything. Like, it's pretty much it pretty much stays to the ground, so I use that sheet to raise it up. So you also see those bags. I don't know if I'm gonna really jump into that now. I think yeah, it's on the floor right next to the bookshelf. Those bags, you might be like, hey, those are their coffee bags. I know, I'm using my imagination. I try to make it look like shopping bags, like grocery bags. So I don't obviously have custom content, so I like to work with my imagination and work with what I have. So I said, hey, if I make this a little bit bigger, it kind of looks like a shopping bag that you would get from like Audi or something. Well, not Audi, but I don't know, from somewhere. Some sim store. So yes, I kind of just made the bags bigger, which is another cheat. It's the control bracket cheat, and it'll make your objects bigger, and I worked with that. So I got that floor decal kind of thing. I don't think it's a carpet. I think I don't know what exactly it is, but I really liked it. So, and I got that from, where did I get that from? I don't even know. I think it's from City Living. Yeah, it's from City Living. So I got that, and I really like that, and I use it a lot. I use a lot of this stuff a lot. You may notice from my builds that I use a lot of this stuff a lot. You're probably like, hey, I've seen that in your last 2 builds. Yeah, I know. I use things pretty much all the time with all my builds. So yes. If you guys want me to put this decorated version inside the gallery, please let me know, and I will get on that as soon as possible. Although, if that is the case, you have to be well aware that most of the stuff will not be in your game if you don't have the same packs as me. I have just about all of the packs in The Sims, so if you have just the base game, or if you have Outdoor Retreat, half of the stuff is not going to show up when you download the house. So that is unfortunate. That's why when I did the starter home, that's one of the reasons why I didn't really decorate it that much, because I can, because I have a lot of stuff from a lot of packs, and a lot of people don't have packs, and that'll discourage them from downloading it. They'll be like, hey, this is a really nice idea, a tiny home and a starter home, but I can't get it because all of the stuff is from packs that I don't have. So I try to make it so that everyone can download it. So if you guys want it, just be self-cautious, just be self-aware that a lot of this stuff might not be in your game. Also, I did realize that you guys have mentioned to do a live gameplay. I am not ignoring your messages. I know that you guys want me to do a gameplay, and I actually really want to do a gameplay because I have some ideas in my mind already as to what I should do. However, I downloaded a thing, or a, what are they called? A program software that films the game. It films your screen. It basically films anything on your screen, which is what you obviously need to be able to film the gameplay. However, I tried to use it, and I didn't really know how to work it because it would just show up black. So I have to go online and read a little bit about it and see how to really work it so that I can be able to film the live gameplay and talk at the same time. So once I figure that out, I'm going to try to do it this weekend, but like always, I have a lot of stuff to do over the weekend, and my weekends are never weekends because why? So yeah, I'm going to try and do it this weekend, but if I don't, know that I will get to it as soon as possible, and because I really want to do it. It's not just, you know, I offered it, so I'm going to do it eventually. So, yeah, I'll be able to do that hopefully this weekend. And I already have my ideas planned out. I wrote it down, and I'm ready to get it. So, you know, I don't know. I'm excited for it when I get to it. So there will be a live gameplay eventually. So now I'm just adding some rocks and plants around the house. and I believe this is called Oasis Springs. So in Oasis Springs, there's a lot of dead plants and kind of dried out plants. And obviously in The Sims 4, you don't really have that many dead options or dried out options. So I kind of just put some shrubberies and grass and cacti around, and that was basically it. I didn't want to put any roses or any flowers or colorful flowers because in reality that wouldn't work in a desert, and in Oasis Springs you don't see a lot of roses and stuff around. So I kind of matched Oasis Spring as close as possible. But I did put those planter boxes outside in the backyard because my sim happens to be a vegan, so she grows a lot of her vegetables and fruits, and she'll put it in the plant. And I don't know why for starter fruits they only give you like 3 things. They give you grapes, apples, and bananas. I don't know why. That's kind of annoying because bananas and apples are trees, and you have to either put that in your land or you have to buy separate boxers. You have to buy separate boxes for them, and it's kind of annoying. So really she only has grapes in her backyards and spinach and a mushroom. So that's all she has right now. I'm also trying to figure out what kind of rock that I wanted as a pathway, and I actually really liked that rock. Anyways, this is about it for this video. Thank you all for watching. If you like it, leave it a good thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you want to see more builds in the future, and follow me on Instagram under The Sims 4 Hacks so you guys can follow my story and see some personal builds. Thank you all, and I'll see you or talk to you next time.